Hi everyone, this is AJ and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel, whether it's your first time visiting or not. Yeah, episode 2 of Halo. Let's talk about it. Okay, so going to give a quick talk about this episode. I've just sat down, I've just watched it. This episode's titled Unbound. Now, this obviously follows on from where we left off in the last episode with John, John Spartan, as I call him, heading off with the young girl. But we get a flashback scene of a young John and a mate of his who wants to leave the military place that they're in. And John was going to leave with him, but decides to stay and decides to call him in for it. But he gives him 5 minutes to get away and all this sort of thing. And then we jump forward to our present day in the context of the story. And John's out in space with the young girl that he's rescued, and he heads off to this sort of mining place where these people are free, shall we say, free from living the life of rules and all this sort of a thing. Where he meets up with his friend again, who's obviously adult, like John is. And he gets to see what life would have been like had he left, potentially had he left the program. So you have this sort of reflection, this duality in the story of what he could have been and what he is. So you get that sort of mirror image between him and his mate. He ends up leaving the girl there for her own protection. He finds out a bit more about himself and the artifact that he's stolen from the alien race. Well, not stolen, but that was found and that he took, that he's able to activate. And he comes to find out about certain threats towards life as we know it, so to speak. So this makes him leave the girl there and heads back to that from whence he came. And he basically hands himself in. He goes back and hands himself in as prisoner. So yeah, that's sort of the story in a crux. The episode sets up some great stuff towards the end of it. I didn't expect the turnaround and for him to come back. I wasn't expecting that. That sort of came out of nowhere for me. But, you know, there are certain things about this programme I like and certain things I don't. Now, I don't mind the main actor. He's pretty good. I don't mind his relationship with the young girl. But the programme falls into certain aesthetical traps that I don't really like in sci-fi. A lot of the costumes that people are wearing, especially the blonde girl with the alien, who's living with the alien race, her clothing, it harks back to the imagery that I have of the very first Dune film that was done years and years ago, that I really dislike. It falls into this trap of putting people in silly clothing, even in the place that he goes to where all these people are living free with his mate. There were a lot of them are wearing this garb that just takes me out of the program. It just looks like sort of stupid sci-fi garb, shall we say, that I call it. I'd have to point it out to you if I was watching the episode, but you can see it. It just stands out and reeks of stupidness. The military uniforms as well. The main military commander guy, his uniform just looks a bit silly. So it falls into that. The effects are great. I can't fault the effects. There's a bit of ludicrousness when you come to the world building, the little train that they're in, and it going on like a roller coaster. This thing would just derail in reality. Then it sort of jumps off track and turns into a cable car. Ludicrous, but interesting visually. I'll say that it's building an interesting visual world. The alien race, the ones that are leading it, the three main alien sort of group of aliens, they look like the Camino out of Star Wars. Sorry, there's a heavy Star Wars influence in it, in that sort of a sense. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that's in the games or these things are in the games. I played the games. I'm unaware of that totally. But for me, this, you know, there's enough to bring me back again next week. But at the moment, I'm sort of middle of the road with this program. I'm not sure if I'm really going to enjoy it or if I'm not. Like I said, elements I like, elements I don't. So it's a split thing for me at this present moment in time. But yeah, you know, the story itself was intriguing in parts, like I said. But yeah, so let me know if you've been watching this. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. You know, am I missing something? Should I be thinking it's far better than what it actually is. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Was you put off by that first episode or by this episode? I'm interested in your thoughts, so come and let me know. Anyway, so I'm getting away. This is AJ. Please consider hitting the subscribe button. Come and join the channel, and I'll see you all next week. Take care all, and goodbye.